sense does that make? I'm not calling your ass. So we don't have to argue about nothing, sir. Just pull it up. I'll be damned. I'll be good and goddamn. Hell no. Hey y'all, it's your girl Kai and I'm back with the video. Okay, so as you can see by the title, which I know some of you may be disappointed, this story is about the time that I don't even know what I'm going to title this. For one, for two, it's going to be basically about the time that's me and my cousins went to a hotel and I think they was trying to traffic us. You know what I mean? So we'll get into all that, but before we get started, make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you're new here, hey, how you doing? Join the team. Join us. Oh, a safe space, a welcoming space. Everybody's accepted here. If you're returning, you loyal, you coming back and back and back in like you always do. You know I rock you. You know I love you. And I appreciate you, each and every one of you. But before we hop into the story, let me just explain myself. I know that in my last story time, I said that depending on what you guys picked, I was going to, do that story time first. And y'all wanted the fight story time first, which I figured y'all would. But, because the people that are involved in it, that's like my people, are like still in school, we're just going to hold off on that for like a month or two just to let it die down a little bit, because it is pretty fresh. You know what I mean? It happened in November, so we're gonna let that die down a little bit, then I'm gonna give it to y'all. I already recorded part 1 for it, so I was like, well, I'm ready to post this week, but I was like, damn, I can't post it. I gotta record another video because we just can't post that yet. Not just yet. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't even put that in y'all head. That's on me. I apologize. My sincerest apology. But let's get into the story. Show don't stop. Okay, so this story takes place in, was it June or July? June or July of 2021. And the people involved are my cousins and then the hotel owner people, right? Okay, cool. Also, how y'all feel about the hair? I like it. I think it's cute. Now, this little side could have been flipped up a little bit more, put a little more love in it, but I was rushing, y'all. I was like, let me just go ahead and record this story real quick so I can get done with my homework, because I'm doing this in between schoolwork, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, okay, back into it. So, basically, let me give y'all a little backstory to how we got to the hotel in the first place. So it's my cousin's birthday. We're gonna call her Shan. My cousin Shan's birthday. I don't think it was her actual birthday, but we were celebrating her birthday, and she was like, she wanted to get a hotel, and then she wanted to go bowling, and then like we would do some more activities as the weekend progressed, but that's neither here nor there. It's not important. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, yeah, like I like my cousins. So I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. She invited me and I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm gonna say yeah about 5 times, but that's what it was. So I'm like, okay. So the day rolls around after she told me. She told me like a couple days in advance or something like that. Like nothing too crazy. It wasn't like something that was like thought out and planned for like months and months on end. It was kind of like I don't want to say spur of a moment, but it was kind of like let me see who all want to do this, because like, let's just go do it real quick kind of thing. I guess spur of the moment, but whatever. So it wasn't too last minute though. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so I'm like, okay, yeah. So the day comes around that we're going to the hotel or whatever to celebrate her birthday. So she comes to pick me up because I wasn't driving. So she comes to pick me up. This is back in my hometown. She comes to pick me up. I have my bags packed for the weekend. Like, I'm ready to get into all the activities and excursions and everything like that up under the sun. I'm ready to have fun. So she comes to pick me up, and she has my other cousin with her, and we're gonna call her
2,000 years later.
Riri. So we got Shan and we got Riri. It's Shan's birthday weekend and Riri is my other cousin that was with us. Okay, cool. So they come pick me up or whatever. We end up going to the hotel. So when we get to the hotel, I'm in my head like, it's giving like hotel motel vibes. You know what I mean? Like not Motel 6 down bad, ransack, all the prostitutes walking in and out, all the people, you know, on that stuff outside and about, right? It's not giving that. But it's giving very much like, it's not giving like go inside the hotel and see the lobby. Like it's not one of those. So, but I'm like, I don't discriminate. This is my first, you know, thought though. So I'm like, oh, it's going to be hotel, motel. But I've like been at a hotel like this before for like, I don't know, like in my life before I've been to a hotel like this. So I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm just like, child, we probably ain't going to be here that much anyway. We got this plan, we got that plan. It's going to be like, we just go to sleep and, you know, we dip. So I don't even care too much. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I understand because like, whoever paid for this, we want to spend more money on the stuff that we doing instead of a hotel. So like, I get it, I understand. So we get there and then we go into the room. So like they go get the key or whatever. Shango gets to get the key, check in, and we go like drop around the back by the pool, and then them stairs that we go up, that's where our room is. So as like we're getting our stuff, and like I don't think we unloaded all of our bags. We may have, I'm not sure, but like we get some bags and we go up the stairs and we're like walking down the hallway to the room. Our room was on the end. So as I'm walking, as like we're walking down the hallway, there's a man standing there. I think he was standing on the stairs, and then like as he saw that we were approaching the stairs, he like moved to like on the railing, like leaning on the railing, looking down, like where he could look down to see us, you know, in the trunk and getting our stuff out or whatever, right? I'm not thinking nothing of that. I'm just like, oh, people being nosy. He out there smoking his thing, you know, he out there doing his thing. I'm just like, oh, okay, like move. So we go in the room, whatever. We come in, we put our stuff down, we looking around, checking, you know, check the sheets, pull the sheets back, you know, disinfecting everything, you know, COVID. So like we're doing the whole 9, and everything's cool, right? So we're just chilling, we waiting, and we're waiting for my other cousin to come. We're like, okay, when she gets here, we're gonna go bowling, and then like that. Okay, but yeah, so we're like, when our other cousin gets here, we're gonna go bowling. And that's just gonna be that. So as we're like waiting around in the hotel for her, like she was getting off work or something like that, to where like she couldn't come at the same time as us. So we're just chilling. And I had left something in the car. I want to say I left my charger, and I was like, oh, hold on, unlock the car door so I go get my charger. So as I leave out the room, no. Okay, so I leave out the room because I'm like, oh, I left my charger. So I leave out. And I'm walking, you know, with my phone in my hand. I'm walking past the man. He's still like on the railing, chilling, smoking, you know, whatever. He's still over there. It's just him. It's a white man. So I'm walking past him. I'm like, you know, excuse me, whatever. Walk down. And then I get to the car. I try to open it and I realize it's locked. I'm like, dang. So I'm yelling. I'm like, Riri. Like trying to like yell, but not yell too loud. I'm like, Riri, because our room is like, I'm looking directly at our room from like where we parked at. So I'm like, y'all should be able to hit me. Like, what if I was in danger? So, they didn't hear me at first. And so the man, he was like, you want me to get him for you? You want me to get him for you? You want me to knock on the door? And I was like, oh yeah, like that would be nice. Thanks. Like you can. So as he goes to like knock on the door, Riri opens the door and she's like, huh? I'm like, girl, lock the doors, the door is locked. So she unlocks the doors. I get my charger, I go back upstairs. I'm like, oh, thank you, by the way, or whatever. And then he like ends up going to his room. His room is like right next to our room. So it's like inevitable that he wouldn't have seen us. So I'm like, not thinking nothing of it, right? Not thinking nothing of it. Just a little friendly interaction. So boom, the other cousin comes. We make a TikTok or two, I believe. I'm not sure. And then we end up leaving to go bowling. So we go bowling. We do the whole bowl thing. We're having a blast. Some other people show up, you know, for my cousin for her birthday or whatever. And we just having a good time. Okay, cool, right? I take some pictures. These are pictures I had took. You know, nice little time or whatever. So, boom. we leave, right? We leave. And the bowling alley that we went to and the hotel were so close to each other. I kid you not, like not even a 5-minute drive. Not even 5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes. Probably 5 minutes with traffic. So you know it was close if it's 5 minutes with traffic. So that was like right down the street. I kid you not, like literally down the street. As soon as you turn out the hotel parking lot, you go down that street for like a good 15-20 seconds and you bust that right into the bowling alley. So we left. It was like getting dark outside or whatever. It wasn't too dark. We stayed, bowling, you don't take a couple hours. Everybody do their little bowl thing. Then we left, and because we was about to go eat, so we're getting ready. Like, okay, let's go back to the hotel, reconvene, and then go eat. Right. So we get to the hotel, and mind you, it's like 4 of us. It's me, Shan, Riri, and then my other cousin that had ended up coming that we were waiting on. It's 4 of us, right? I'm not a mathematician, but I could count to 4. So we get back, and the room door, like, so you know how I told you when we parked the first time we could see our room door from like the parking lot, right? Real direct with it. So when we get back, like you can see the door, but like it don't look like. As we're driving up, I'm not thinking nothing, right? So I get out the car and I'm like, did we leave the door open? Like, and I'm asking that question because in my head, I'm like, how, like, why would we have even left the door open? How would that even have happened? It's too many of us for not nobody to know that the door wasn't closed. You know what I mean? And we're right here. So as we get to the car and we looking around, we would have saw that the door was open, right? And y'all might be thinking like, girl, if it was like cracked or if like, the door be open, it don't be closed all the way, but it'd be like resting. It might have been like that, but like, no, like, cause even then you would have seen the light, you would have seen something, very much something. So I'm like, the door open, whatever. So they was like, what, the door's open? And I kid you not, it wasn't just cracked. Like, oh, we tried to close the door and it didn't click all the way or something like that. When I say that thing was busted open, not like busted wide, but like semi-wide. You know what I mean? So it's like the door is open. Like me and somebody standing like shoulder to shoulder that's my size could walk through without having to squeeze in. The door was like opening up. So I'm like, y'all, the door's open. So they like, the door's open. Da, 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 da. So we just going. So we're like, what the, cause like when somebody's in there, we have to walk in there like, we're women. We already on high alert. Just being outside already is dangerous enough. So for us to be coming to our hotel and our room door be open, it's getting creepy. It's getting creepy. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I know for a fact we did not leave that door open. I know for a fact we didn't. We walked out hand on handle. Walk out and the door walking with us, like closing with us. We're all leaving. The door is included. Like, we all left when we left. So there's no way that door would have been open, right? So I'm like, okay, well, we gotta go. So we're walking up the stairs or whatever, like all together. And then like when we get to the door, I'm like, okay, y'all, like somebody here, da, da, da. So we like bust in like real fast, like they like grab some stuff out the car and stuff, like just in case we had to, needed weapons or whatever, in case somebody really wasn't there. But when nobody in there, we checked the bathroom, we checked the room, checked the closets, check everything, whatever. Check the bed. I don't think the bed was a bed that went up under all the way. It's one of the beds that like stop like that. So wasn't nobody in there. But I'm like, it's giving trafficking. It's giving trafficking because not too long before we had went to the hotel, I have been like watching YouTube videos. I be watching Storytimes too, y'all. I love good Storytime. But I had watched the Storytime about some girls that had went to a hotel that was like popular in Miami, and they were like in cahoots, like running a trafficking scheme, basically. So my mind instantly went to that because for one, our door was open. What the fuck? For two, I automatically think worst case scenario because that's just me. You gotta be prepared for the worst. So I always think worst case scenario. Like, anything could happen. That's like my mind's always running a mile a minute of like, oh, if this happened, what I'm gonna do type, right? Yeah, so I'm already thinking like worst case scenario. So, and then like that confronted when we got in the room and wasn't nobody in there. I'm like, it's giving trafficking or whatever. So I'm like, we're not staying here. We're not staying here because okay, let me back up. So we get in the room, whatever, check, ain't nobody in there, right? Okay, cool. So I'm like, what? Like, check and see if anything is missing out of our bags, missing from like our stuff. Our bags are open. Like, check and see anything because this is weird. Like, we check our bags and stuff, nothing's missing, nothing like that, right? So I'm like, okay, hold on, let me call downstairs to see if like they had cleaners coming here or something like that. We didn't have to do not disturb sign on them. But I'm like, even that wouldn't have made sense because had I would have called them and they would have said yes, they had just got done cleaning the room, we would have had to leave anyway because what the fuck y'all got going on? We just checked in today. The room was already clean, as clean as it was gonna be when we got there. So what the fuck you mean you sent somebody in here to clean up? Y'all putting cameras in here, so like I would have found a reason for us to just get the fuck because that's just too sketchy. But so I'm like, okay, let me call and see that they have the maids come in here, like anything. I don't know. Like this is not making sense to me. So I pick up the phone and I call the front desk or whatever. I'm like, hello, and they're like, hello. I'm like, hey, we're in room such and such. We just got back and our door is like open, like wide open. He was like, I was like, we need to leave. Like, we need a refund. We're not staying here. And so he was like, what? When the door was open, like it was the foreman. I don't want to try to make his accent, but he was like, what? Like the door was open, and then he was like, you guys probably left it open. And I'm like, no, we didn't know. Like, no, baby, no, we did not leave the door open. Why would I be calling you if we left the door open? What sense does that make? I'm not calling your ass if we left the door open. So I'm like, no, we did not leave the door open. We need a refund. We're leaving or whatever. I was like, so we're going to need a refund, whatever. Woo. And he was basically like trying to tell me no, like no refunds or whatever. I'm like, don't worry about it. You don't even have to talk about it over the phone. Like, we're coming down there now. We're coming down there. So I was like, we got all our bags and stuff. And then, I had told him, I was like, yeah, we need to check to see if like it's trackers in our bags or anything because like none of our stuff is missing. Like whoever came in here or opened our door, they came in here for something. So I'm like, we need to dump our bags out, make sure there's no tracking device, no nothing like that, nothing crazy, because I'll be damned. I'll be good and goddamn. Hell no. So I just ran that by them while we was on the way to the front. So we brought our bags, put them in, got in the car, and drove around to the front. So we get out, we go to the front desk, and we're like, hello. I'm like, hello, yeah, we just called. We're the ones who had our door open. We need a refund. We want to leave. And he was like, basically running the same thing. Like, oh, did you guys leave the door? You guys probably left it open. And as he's talking, there's a big fat ass TV screen with like boxes, like, surveillance footage, right? And by our room door, we was on the very end, y'all. By our room door, there was a big camera, like right there. So I'm like, you keep saying we left the door open because like at this point, like we're going back and forth. I'm like, no, we need a refund. Like, we're not staying here and we're not about to just leave with no money. Like, honey, like run it, because why the hell was our door open? So he's like, oh, you left the door open, I'm like, no, we did not leave the door open. Like, it's 4 of us. We would have knew if we left the door open. We wouldn't have called you in the first place. XYZ. So then I was like, don't y'all have cameras? There's the cameras right there, right? Just show us, just run it back and play the footage if you think we left the door open, because you can see that we did not leave the door open. And then he was like, I give you a refund. And I'm just like, It's getting weird because you was so gung-ho about us leaving the door open that you didn't even want to give us a refund. But as soon as I'm like, okay, well, show me us leaving the door open. Show me how we left the door open. Because you know every damn thing. Since you know everything, Santa Claus. Just show us leaving the door open. Because, goddamn it, we didn't do it and you keep going. And you have cameras, so we don't have to argue about nothing, sir. Just pull it up, since you know what you're talking about. But as soon as I mention a solution, a possible solution, a resolution, if you will, he's like, okay, I'll give you a refund. Like, off bat, I'm like, so you don't want to show us? And he was just like, okay, I'll give you a refund or whatever. So he's talking to my cousin Shannon, basically because, you know, she's the one who booked the room because it was her birthday or whatever. And then they're just talking, and he's like, oh yeah, so this is the payment method or whatever, like giving her money back. He was like, oh, it should be there in like however many business days, because, you know, card payments take a long time to process and all that extra shit, right? So she got the email about it being canceled or whatever the hell they did to give her confirmation, and we left. So I'm in the car talking about it, and I'm like, yeah, let's go ahead and dump our bags out. So we like looking through our bags, dumping our bags out, making sure there's no tracking devices in there. We didn't find nothing, so like that was the good part about it. But I was like, that's weird. That's crazy, because like, why when I said let's look at the cameras, he was all like, okay, I'll just give y'all the refund. Like, fuck the cameras, fuck that. Like, I'm not doing that. I'll give y'all the cameras. I'm like, because that don't make no sense. Like, if you really wanted that money, like you was acting like you was Mr. Krabs with it, you really wanted that money, you weren't trying to come up off that money, and we left the door open, so it's not you or your staff's fault, why not just run the cameras back, show us that we're the ones who left the doors open, and then you keep your money, and we're going to get the fuck anyway, because like, I wasn't staying there at least, but you're going to get your money, and we just left the door open being like, you know, irresponsible or whatever. Because you know damn well we ain't leave that door open, sorry, because as soon as I presented that idea to you, he was like, oh, hell no, I knew he was gonna say that. Like, he was just like, okay, I give you the money. Like, it was, when I say it was like almost instant, like his mood changed instantly. He went from, I'm not giving y'all shit, y'all left that door open, to like, all right, what you said the card was? Like, immediately trying to accommodate us. That's why I feel like it was some trafficking stuff going on, because like hotels be trafficking anyway sometimes. Oh, I ain't trying to scare nobody. I'm just like letting y'all know. Like, it be it be stuff going on, y'all. Like, people are crazy out here. It's a dangerous world out here. Like, just be safe. Be safe at all times. Because and like the story I had watched on YouTube, it was like the security of the hotel was in on it. Basically, like, he was trying to get his piece of the pie too. That's why he was in on it. So like, it be people that be in on it that's like running the businesses. That's why you gotta be extra super duper careful and safe, and don't go nowhere by yourself. Like, child, y'all be safe, please, because people is crazy out here. So oh, if you're wondering like what happened after we left or whatever, we ended up going out to eat, and you know, the festivities continued throughout the night and stuff. So throughout the weekend, I mean. But yeah, that was that. I had called to my mama, and she was like, like, yeah, that is weird, because what the fuck? Like, basically, like, she was just like, I see what you're saying, like, that shit's sketchy as hell. So yeah, that was that. But that's pretty much the end of this story. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hate recording during daylight, because it just don't be doing me right. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this video started off brighter and like ended a little. I had to hurry up and record this shit, because I know I'm trying to get y'all videos. But yeah, but that's pretty much it. Like I said, stay safe. You know, do what you gotta do out here. I'm gonna get that other story time too, y'all. I know I owe y'all that one. I already recorded it. I already got it. Like, I kid you not. I was just like, damn, I can't put it out now because legalities and stuff like that. But that's neither here nor there. I hope y'all enjoyed this story time. If you have ever been a victim of a hotel trying to scam you or try to traffic you, if that's a trigger warning, I'm so sorry. I'm not playing about it. I'm being dead ass serious. But like, hopefully you were compensated, because we were. And we won't be going back. I guarantee you that. But yeah, that's my story. And I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. I love y'all. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, the whole 9. And that's just that on that.